Hello and welcome on this very pleasant Sunday evening. The last Sunday of the year 2024 is the first night of racing in the M2 Cup of the ABL, the Absolute Beginners League. So bi-weekly they will drive the M2. Every other Sunday they will drive the F4. So you have opportunity in the ABL to drive two cars week by week and have two cups with the Formula Nigel and this M2 Cup. Tonight we have 18 cars on the track. Christopher Giros at the moment with the fastest time. This is the Virginia full course, not the North layout. So quite interesting to see the lap times coming in. And I'm very happy to present this great league to you. And if you want to join in, use the it is the iRacing League ID 1056. So 1056 is your league ID for the ABL for F4s and M2s every second Sunday. Interchangeable, so to speak. And what is quite unique, we have here the open qualifying. There they go. Time to pick your poison, pick your opponent or your draft mate to make the fastest lap time possible without too much hassle or dazzle in the traffic. Yeah, and be as fast as possible for the best position that can be. But of course, there will be sometimes where the car in front will be slower or makes a mistake and costs you valuable time, like here maybe. There's some miscommunication going on there. Maybe somebody wants to leave somebody through, but it's getting a little bit spicy. So let's see who takes the charge first. I think I have a track map. No, I don't have a track map. Of the 719, so JT Copen, seems to be the first on track. I will leave the chat open because it's funny.
Hi Fred, you're coming on.
So
let's talk about that after the race.
So at the moment it's a nice and pleasant Sunday. Let's see what happens after the race. So where's Biefeld? He's right here. It's a second car running in the moment. Has very clean air, but taking somebody with him. Oh, there's a spinner in the back already. And right on the outlap, wants to hammer the throttle down, but it didn't work. Oh, and it seems this lap counts already. Out of the pits, a counted lap 2:04, so there's basically the time missing. So we have already 2 times on the board. That's, I know that's a Virginia special. That happens sometime. That the lap is counted, even you start from the pits. Don't ask me. That happens on Virginia. I don't know why. It's an iRacing thing, I guess. But funny enough. So we have 5 times after the outlap already. Not everyone got a time. That's weird. What's with the rest? Yeah, it does not happen to everybody. Tobias Barken takes P6 at the moment with a 2:17 out of the pits because he had a pit stall far more in the back. So what would be more important, is the best lap. There you go. 2:04.264 is the fastest lap at the moment. So let's stick with the best lap. So here comes Ludwig. He takes P5. And Wojtek is in P2 at the moment, down the hill. And then we'll see where the timer stops. 150, 51 down the straight, on the throttle. That will be faster. Should be around the 2-minute mark. There it is, 2 minutes and 2/10. Should be, no, he's not fastest. Christopher Giros takes away the fastest lap. There he is, right behind him. Takes the fastest lap at the moment with a 1:59.845. So Frederick Neptune in P6. Now running the next lap. 10 minutes still to go, so approximately 5 laps more in the tank. Joachim Flottmann sets a time in P7. Bakken got relegated to P14, is now coming back over the line, has some nice draft maybe. 2:02. Where does it set him? In P8 at the moment. But I don't think that's not such a fast car in front of him. I don't know who that is. I don't know that livery. Is it James? No, James is this very gray, clay-colored car. Ah, it's Gregos. Gregos in the brighter colors here. Alexander Becker, real-life NLS driver on the Nordschleife. Also driving the same livery there, but is driving the more powered 450 horsepower machinery there. But he's here to drive some more M2s in the sim. Of course, sim and real life are not quite the same. But let's see where he will put his car tonight. So Christopher comes down with Neil Bamber right behind him. So Bamber maybe with the opportunity to pick up more places, and let's wait for it. Biefeld takes the fast lap. Does Giros improve? Yes, but not enough. He's right behind Biefeld, his teammate. Cedric Gibrat at the moment in P3. Bring down his blue BMW down the line. Two and 4/10. 2 minutes 4/10 keeps him in his spot in P3 at the moment. Martin Buil now in P11 of 18 cars. So there's some position gaining also for Alexander Becker. He's now in P5. But as I see, the gaps between the lap times are close. 1/10, 2/10, 3/10. So basically will also be a race of attrition and consistency and making no mistakes. Not losing out too many positions. And of course, starting in the front will help you so you don't collide with a spinner. Also great sound again of these cars. There comes Wojtek with the, I think, Timo Glock DTM livery, something like that. Looks quite similar like back in the days. But Timo Glock will be back in DTM, so maybe we get some more of that. Wonder that there is no Heinz-Harald Frentzen livery here. Always like to see that. Also welcome to the people in the chat. Of course, tonight in English, it isn't something for everybody. And Brant Thompson is still in, or joined late, 6 minutes to go in the qualifying. He's here. Now we have 19 cars on the grid. And James really should get a livery because this is unbearable. Please, Mr. Molyneux, get a livery. So, and here's Thorsten Schober from Alemannia Aachen Esports. At the moment in P9. Maybe there is some improvement. It looks like it from his average sector times. And in the final corner of his lap, coming around the crest on the main straight. And over the line with 2 minutes and 5 tenths, and improves to P7 at the moment. So that there's no improvement. 1:59.469 by this man, Markus Biefeld, is the time to beat. Christopher Giros is just 2 tenths behind that time, and Cedric is 4 tenths behind Christopher. So yeah. Also Wojtek is there and Alexander. So basically the first 5 cars are within a second, maybe even JT still in there. Within that second of a gap. And Biefeld doesn't improve. So tires not getting any better at the moment. Yeah, and here, of course, no great draft opportunity. The car slowed down, so there wasn't much to pick from. 4 minutes to go, so maybe 2 more laps for everybody to fulfill their qualifying before we... Oh, that's an off track. And also, the next lap is also ruined by that, so maybe he has to stick with his P5 if nobody improves, like JT. JT in P6, just 1/10 behind. Thorsten Schober, 18 thousandths of a second behind. Let's see if he can improve again. He's right here in the final sector. Before we look at JT, also very close there. Neil Bamber also under 1/10. Thorsten goes for the pits. Okay. What's about JT? Current lap now on the bottom of your screen. Best laps on the left. I hope you will enjoy the action of 2 races, each 20 minutes, reverse top 10. It's good to copy from the best. It was what goes around comes around. JT on the straight, Neil Bamber right behind him, maybe picking up some draft there. JT is through. Neil Bamber in P8 improves to P5. So relegates Alexander Becker down one place into P6. But just by 5 thousandths of a second. So it's a 2 minutes 3.46 to 2 minutes 3.51. So very close, very close. So what's up with Christopher? No, nothing. And Cedric still in his place. Still no improvement by this man Markus Biefeld on the pole. Maybe had to make a cooldown lap to have one final shot to improve. I think qualifying will cut at the 0-second mark. So there won't be any improvements after this lap. I mean, normally it should run a little bit overtime so you can finish the running lap, but in this league it isn't that way. Picking up some dirt there. Maybe losing a tenth on the straight. Maybe not. Let's have a look. It's a 159, 284, 2 tenths better than his last time. So Giros now 4 tenths behind. Christopher will he improve? Maybe. Looking good by the sector times. 159.696. So it is an improvement, but just slightly. So he's under 4 tenths behind Biefeld, and that's it. That's it for qualifying. So the current driving lap, you can't finish that. You have to go back to the pits. And yeah, be prepared for driving now with a great roster here tonight. And we take this away and that away, and yeah, be there for some grid presentation. Markus Biefeld in P1, Christopher Giros in P2, Cedric Gibrat in P3, Wojtek Potocek in P4, Neil Bamber in P5, Alexander Becker in P6, JT Kopinen in P7, Thorsten Schober in P8. Joachim Flottmann in P9, Frederik Neptun in P10, Ludwig Sauer in P11, Klaas Loden in P12, P13 Tobias Barken, Martin Bull in P14, Lukas Petersen in P15, James Molyneux in P16, P17 Brent Thompson, Sven Zielke in P18, and Gregor Schottala starts from the back of the grid. But that's it. There we go. And hopefully having some nice racing here. In these 2 races of each 20 minutes. And reverse top 10. 19 cars are starting this race. And there is the man on the pole. Looking good. Fine weather here at Virginia, and the country roads will take them home to the podium. And here we go, back racing again in the M2 for the first time ever here in the ABL at the last Sunday of 2024. Looking good here, also in the midfield section, also at the back of the grid. 2 wide action through the corners. And down into turn 3. There they go, Neil Bamber, let's hop on board. But it's close again. Like it is in this car, there is not much room for error or pace issues. Like here, James Molyneux, and who is that? It is Martin Bull. Here they go up the hill. Ah, what a great picture on the full course of Virginia. Oh, somebody crashed. Did go straight on, I think. Lukas Petersen. We'll check that out soon. here we go on the back straight. Oh, there's already flashing von Giros to distract his fellow companion in the lead. Looking good so far. So one car crashed. The rest is running smoothly, but of course the last few corners are very, very tricky and difficult. But nobody seems to make a big mistake there. So we are good to go for the next lap of this race. 10 laps it should be. Which is, of course, logically with 2
Sorry
minutes
about
lap
that,
time.
man.
Oh, was there some contact?
Yep.
So let's check out what happened to Lukas Petersen. Here we go. From the chopper perspective, here's Petersen with Tobias Baken. Oh! And right into the wall. There was nothing he could do anymore after riding the curb. So he sees there a slow car, maybe with a slowdown, maybe. And then on the curb. And the car says no, it is, yeah, totally destroyed after this incident. Let's see another overtake here. It's Frederic Neptune. Can he really make that? Oh yeah, mistake! Oh, both was a similar mistake, but in the end, an overtake for Frederic Neptune. Let's hop in the live picture. They are already on the back straight here. But looking really, really great here down the hill of Virginia. And Giros is there. Giros is now very close to Biefeld. And tries to distract him enough to take P1. Battle for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. After 2 laps, now in lap 3. So quali time isn't everything. And also we have here another duel between Brent Thompson and Gregor Schottler. And also Sven Zielke is right behind. Oh, and dives to the inside. But can't make the move round the outside. Zielke. That doesn't work. And we have Thorsten Schober. He did overtake not long ago, right here. JT Kopinen. Yeah, and Kopinen has to back out. Oh, and Schober goes over the grass for the overtake. Now in P6. Back to the live pictures. But still, there are so many places to gain. And the draft is massive around this straight. So you don't want to lose it. You don't want to make a mistake. Around the old oak corner, and that's Schober. Schober is off. Has to find back his way onto the track without impeding someone, but that seemed to work. But of course, Frederic Neptune may catch this position, or maybe not. But of course, the draft is lost. Schober in P9, 3 seconds behind.
Oh.
The
Thanks,
warm.
Marcus.
What happened? What happened? Let's take a look. I got a little bit close there on the brakes. And some flashing again. So very competitive. Let's hop back to the live pictures. They're already through the first sector, but still close together. Of course, Schober is missing there. And that created a gap here. Neil Bamber 1.2 seconds behind the car in front, Wojtek. You can see it quite good here. How the gaps developed here into lap 4. So soon to be halftime in this first race. With the longer track version, of course. Less laps, but there is an overtake coming up, I think. At least he's very, very close. Becker behind Kopinen. 240 km/h on the brakes. Mistake. Oof, but could catch it with one wheel on the grass. Let's look back to Biefeld. There's Giros coming up. What do we reach here on the main straight? 230? Yeah, 231 in the end. And on board with Cedric in P3. Oh, Frederick with the spinner. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, very difficult corner. Catching the curb, then the grass, and spins around. In the end, he can continue and is now back on track. Back to Cedric in P3. 1 second behind Wojtek. 7 tenths in front. 4 tenths in front Giros. So there's good draft opportunity here. Closes the gap by 1.5 tenths over the course of the straight. So if you're there, you're there. And there comes James Molyneux, side by side with Frederick. And in the middle of the road, yeah, placing his car, but maybe getting a little draft again, side by side into the braking zone. But in the end, James did take the position. Now in P13. So in P10 at the moment, there's Klaas Loden. There he is. Right with Tobias Baken behind. Which means he would start a second race from P1. Could be quite important for the second race finish then, of course. And here comes Frederick with an attack on James. Side by side they go. James on the outside. Yeah, there's nothing he could do to defend that overtake. But of course, there's the corner where Frederick did spin, and he will remember that from the last time around here. So James, he had an opportunity, but on the brakes it's very difficult with this car to make a desperate attempt to take a position. Back in front, Cedric is very close now to Christopher. while Wojtek falls back 2.4 seconds of a gap. That is looking good, so no attack here. Maybe here, nope. They're not so far behind overall. 5 seconds behind the leading pack. Yeah, there you can see him on the main straight. So JT in P6, Neil in P5. That's the triplet of cars here with the gap to Wojtek, of course, of 1.9 seconds. But it seems that Neil is a little bit slower than JT at the moment. Maybe tire degradation kicks in. Now it says 5 laps to go. Timing went up 1 lap. I don't think that will happen. Whoa. Neil very aggressive over the curbs. JT can't capitalize, but at the front there's something happening because Giros is again back on the tail of Markus Biefeld, trying to snatch that position away, going for the win. Oh, brake lights are calling on the back of Biefeld's car. Again, some flashing here behind Biefeld, but yeah, at the main straight there's some bigger separation again. Don't know why that happens. Maybe Biefeld is just better in the last corner, but it seems Giros is better in some other corners. And oh, we have JT on the back of Neil Bamber. Neil in trouble, and Becker will say behind them, yeah, go for it, fight for it, and maybe I take 2 positions. It's very, very difficult to overtake in this car. But maybe that's the fun. It reminds me of the old days of the Jetta Cup. We did drive in iRacing, and it's Klaas. Klaas is not anymore in P10. He did make a spin. What did happen? Right in front, Tobias Bakken and Ludwig Sauer, and there he spins. He just spins out in P12. Let's take a look at Tobias Bakken. He is now in P10. That would be pole for the second race. But he has Ludwig right behind him. Oh, and Ludwig with a mistake. But he can catch it. Be back on track right in time for the next corner. Good job. And here we are with JT right behind Neil. Frederick now passed Klaas in this very moment. So Klaas now down to P13. Looking good for Bakken at the moment to take P10. And this is looking very good for JT to pick up P5 at the end of this straight. But he has to go to the outside. We have seen that before, that it is possible to overtake Round the outside. But he doesn't get the traction down. He needs to be side by side for this turn now. But he isn't. Oh, and Thorsten Schober. Maybe he can manage that, what I did speak about. Yeah, he's ahead now of Joachim Flottmann back into P8. Good job. So, but JT is very, very close now again. Neil has his problems on the traction. But he makes his car very, very wide here. Defense Minister Neil Bamber. At the front, Giros is now 5/10 behind. Oh no, 3/10. Let's have a look. What is happening here? Battle for the lead. Here we go. And Giros is through. Takes the lead of this race. There he is. Christopher Giros in the lead in front of Markus Biefeld. Had a bad exit of this very, very crucial corner, and now he's the one flashing. So can Christopher withstand the pressure? We now are under 2 minutes on the board. We are finishing up lap 9. We are now in lap 10, and I think this is the last lap. Even if it says 2 laps to go, I think there will be the flag in the end. The checkered. What is going on here? JT with the next attempt. But still again, it didn't work. And so Alexander is back in the mix with a 3-way dance. Oh, and Barken. Barken is losing P10 to Ludwig. Even Ludwig did have this off-track moment up on the hill in the kink. Now Tobias has lost his very valuable P10. But it's not over. Not over at the front, not over here in the battle for P5. There's much to lose and gain on this final lap. Presumably final lap. So let's have first a look at the front. In the end, Biefeld has to make his move here. I don't think he can make it in the slipstream on the main straight, and he is side by side with Kopinen, with Giros, and Kopinen is fighting with Bamber right now. Side by side down the hill. Giros still on the inside. Does he have the guts for that? Yeah, he does, but it didn't work out. But of course, maybe he can get the slipstream. Is that enough? No, it doesn't work. Biefeld wins in a very exciting finish against Giros, and Cedric is in P3. P4, Wojtek. Neil is in P4, right in front, JT and Alexander. Joachim, right in front of Thorsten.
Congrats, guys.
He
Good
did
race.
take this position back. Ludwig Sauer in P10 will start from the front. Yes, he does. Tobias couldn't catch up again. Klaas is... what is he? He's in P12, right in front, Frederick. Crashing at the end of a race. I hate that. Of course, they can do it here if they want to. Martin Boyle in P15, James Molyneux was in P14, Sven Zielke in P16. Gregor Schottala still running for his finish in P17, and that's Brent. Brent in P18, he is a lap down, okay. That explains it. And after the big crash of Lucas Peterson, he's still in the pits waiting for the second race. So we have one more race to go for you with reverse top 10, of course, here in the ABL, the Absolute Beginners League, iRacing League ID 1056. If you want to join in, just hop on the Discord, join the iRacing League 1056, and yeah, be good to go and race with us. One Sunday F4, the next Sunday M2. So next Sunday in the new year it will be the F4, and then it will be the M2 again. So this is this league on every Sunday, mixing up the cars basically, and tracks, of course. So we're doing now the full layout instead. The shorter one, the North configuration. So let's have a look at the start. So in the back there was an incident showing. Aha! But it seems James didn't have, or maybe James had to make the dive for the pits for this false start. But also, yeah, it went very cleanly also in the back here at the start. No questions for the capabilities of the drivers here. Then we got poor Lucas Peterson, who took the curb a little bit too much there, and off he goes and into the barrier for a big, big shunt and end of his race. Then we had Mr. Thompson here with some troubles in this very difficult corner. Yeah, that's a very typical crash. If maybe you are lacking some training laps, that happens. You have to lift the throttle if you don't, yeah, put the four wheels where they need to be. Of course, he needed to stop after this incident. Then we had Frederick going for a little spin. Was in a good position in P10, but then catching the grass and spinning out. Oh no, it was Klaas, sorry. It was not Frederick. Here comes Frederick. He was in P10. That was the story I was trying to tell. He was in P10. Two competitors very close behind, very similar spin like his partner of his team, Frederick. There he comes. Also took his position to the line in the end. And then we got on lap 10, Gregos. What did he do? Oh, spin on the exit of turn 1 and couldn't catch it. Yeah, needed to go for the turnaround of the car and losing out. And not exactly losing out, but because he was one lap down, Mr. Thompson had to drive behind him over the line. So that's already it. Just 2 minutes of break, very, very short break, and we are good to go again for the second race of this evening. Where they are, there they are, on the main straight, waiting for the start of this race. So Neil Bamber will start in pole. Wojtek. Why is Neil starting in pole? Didn't it say? I'm quite sure they said in their announcement it's reverse top 10 and not top 8. Like they did the last of times. Yeah, well, whatever. Let's go. Neil Bamber leads the way. Oh, man, false start. Is it Gyros? Is it Biefeld? No, it was Gyros. Gyros maybe with a false start. We need to check on that on the end of this lap. And here comes Becker to the inside of Kopinen. He knows if he doesn't overtake him, he will be stuck behind him, and he makes a clean, very nice overtake. And here comes Flotman and Schober. Schober goes through the inside in turn 3 and takes the 8th position. Neil Bamber still in the lead. And everyone's still running now up the hill. Oh, Cedric did take the lead at the end of the straight. That's very interesting. Maybe Neil had some problems coming out of this very kinky corner. There he is. Kids, smoking is bad. Here's Flotman and Sauer going side by side. With a whole pack of cars behind them.
Nothing happened.
Oh, there's some trouble ahead of the road. It's for P4, Biefeld and Wojtek coming very close there. Very close. Giros, was lucky with his little false start. iRacing did say it was okay. Oh, and Biefeld in trouble, and Biefeld now in P5. Giros did go through. Let's hop on board with Alexander to check out what happens in front of him. There seems to be some dirt here on the track already again. Ooh, that doesn't look too good. Giros with the mistake. Rejoin. But he decides to go off the track again before it gets any worse. Very smart thinking of Christopher here. And we have James Molyneux going around Klaas. Oh, because Klaas is now... Yeah, that doesn't look too right. The number 1 car, Klaas Loden, now down in P18. Somebody did not join the second race, it seems. Must be Mr. Thompson, I guess. So, here's Frederik on the tail of Sven Zielke. With the... Oh, it's a GHD livery. Team GHD. Greetings to Patrick Jaschinski if he watches. I don't think so, but it's one of those guys. And here comes Joachim. Joachim right behind. Oh, Christopher now in the pits. So it was a false start, and he has to dive for the pits. And here comes maybe the dive. Oh, outside, inside for Joachim. Nope. Nope. Wrong camera. That's the right one. There was no sign of the car of Ludwig. Oh, and he is very close. Neil with problems. That's the opportunity for Wojtek to go through the inside. And also Alexander is through it now in P4. There they come. So Neil had a little issues there. Let's see if we can catch that moment again. So it is Neil in P2 Ooh, having trouble here. Going slow. Biefeld goes 40 inside line. Has a good exit. Neil makes a little room, but comes back to the track. And the rest, yeah, we have seen so far. And maybe even lost. Could have been a lost position also to Kopinen. But Kopinen is now behind. Deep in the braking zone here. Hopefully nobody hitting each other hard here. But again, it looks pretty tame. And well behaved and with good intentions, so to speak. And Lucas Peterson takes the position of Martin Boyle and a little bit up the road. Let's go to the inside of James' car so we don't have to watch it from the outside. Oof, having some trouble here on the throttle. Yeah, so back to the most exciting collection of cars. Well, sometimes it seems that Neil could go faster. Maybe he's also overcooking it a little bit. Exit looking good. And James, yeah, he went around Joachim Flottmann. Let's have a look. Because maybe Flottmann he makes a mistake. There's the overtake. And they're now on the back straight already. Yep. Let's look back on the front. It's on board with Neil Bamber in P5, trying to make an attempt on Alexander Becker, who does make a mistake and can catch the car before he hits the grass. Oh, that's dangerous. Ooh, and both went off. Both went off. Yeah, Neil really overcooked it this time. And Alexander also was maybe checking his mirror a little bit too much in this situation. Rejoins the race in P6. So 2 positions lost to Wojtek, to JT now in P4, and Thorsten Schober now in P5. Of course, 2 cars out, that helps the cars behind. A very feisty attempt. What? That wasn't Neil. Whatever. Halftime of the race. Lap 5 of 10. Still running. Thorsten is up for a good finish. Car number 5 in P5. And maybe even able to catch P4 JT Kopinen. What do we have? Do we get the overtake? Oh, James in trouble. Oh yeah, James is damaged. Oh, there it is. Yeah, has the slide in the last corner. Doesn't go for the pits. Wentz on, back on track. I don't know if that will work out, but he has now Martin behind him. Martin Boyle from Alemannia Aachen Esports in P14. Maybe with that damage to James, he should be able to take P13. Yeah, right here into turn 3. Oh, there's a spinner. It's Klaas again in his, yeah, in the same corner he did it basically every time. He doesn't like that corner, it seems, after the tires are getting a little bit hotter. And here's the closest battle at the moment between Torsten and JT. And also at the front, it will be very, very tight. Let's have a look first there. Cedric Gibrat in P1 still. Markus Biefeld right behind in P2. That's looking good for T1. Let's take a look here. Nothing happening at the moment. So we take the look back to the front. Cedric in P1. Biefeld right behind. Now you can see with the draft there's not much of a speed difference. Yeah, and Biefeld can't make the switch back here for the turn 2 corner. What is happening in the back? Yeah, James has to go for the pits to repair his car, sadly. And Neil in P10, right behind Joachim Flottmann still. If he would have anticipated that. Now he's losing out again a little bit. Ooh. Oh, and we have the duel for the lead. Nearly missed it. That's great stuff. Still side by side, giving each other room. And it did work out. But how long will that be the case? Wojtek, of course, in P3 is watching that with an eagle eye for maybe picking up a win. Side by side into the braking zone of T1. And again, Cedric has a very nice exit. And we are now in lap 8 of 10. Some more laps to go. So it's not like Cedric can hold his breath for one more lap and then he won. Nope, he has to make this defense at least 2 more times. I don't think the pressure is so lightly on him. I get back for the A-team cam. And Biefeld in the slipstream. Again, side by side, same maneuver. But this time it seems maybe that Biefeld has the upper hand. Because, yeah, there was a correction move of Cedric, but yeah, he goes for it again. But this time, yeah, he's one car length behind, and that could be the lead and win, maybe. The winning move for Biefeld. Oh, very, very tight cornering here by Cedric. That gives him a little bit of a boost here on Biefeld. So maybe it works. If he has now the advantage of the draft down the back straight. Anything else going on? Still the battle between Joachim in the yellow and very bright car against the Marlboro Man car of Neil Bamber. I guess why that I mentioned that gives me a strike. Ah. Hard times. Uh, Both have not the best of exits, but an okay exit. So he is in a draft 5/10 behind, but he's not so close as he would have wanted to be to make an attempt. Oh, but he's the flashing, of course. Any trick in the book by Cedric Gibrat. That was also a very, very nice exit. Risking it there on the outside. And what is that? Tobias Bakken overtakes Ludwig Sauer. Let's have a look. Here it comes. Oh, Ludwig with a mistake, and that was the start of the overtake. And there, yeah, that is the thing we have seen. Okay, good stuff. Neil Bamber. On the brakes into T1 side by side with Joachim. Taking all the road he can get to make this overtake without contact. Ludwig again behind Tobias. He did take away one position of him in the first race. So let's see if Tobias can hold it in this last lap of the second race. Not many chances left. Biefeld. Yeah, very comfy in front. 5/10 again against Cedric. So Cedric, yeah, it would be a magical overtake in the braking zone on the crest of the hill, but I don't think that is happening. 0.4, 0.3. A little bit too far behind, but maybe Marcus makes a mistake. No. Oh, and it's Ludwig side by side. Let's watch that. Oh, it is Alexander right in front. What is happening? Does he have not enough fuel for this race? He's very slow there. Everyone is picking up. At the front, everything is clear. Let's just take a look at the winners. Marcus Biefeld wins in front of Cedric. Wojtek in P3, JT P4, Torsten, Alexander, and here they come.
Good race.
And Alexander
Racing, yeah.
takes P6. Whatever the issue was. Ludwig in P7, Tobias in P8, and
Schönes
behind them,
Rennen, Dankeschön.
oh, Neil and
My turn,
Joachim
Toby.
did have a moment, I think. Here they come down the hill. Oh, slight mistake and also a mistake by Joachim. Ah, and then it was oh, a draft finish to the line. It seems Neil, yeah, was in front of Joachim in the end for P9 and P10. Very nice. Frederik Neptun in P11, Christopher Gios in P12, Lukas Petersen in P13, Klaas Loden in P14, Martin Boyle in P15, Sven Zielke in P16, Gregor Schottler in P17, James
Have a good week,
Molyneux
yeah.
in P18,
Take
and
care, guys. See you next week.
Brent
Great racing.
Thompson
Good,
didn't
good stuff.
start. So about seeing next week. So next week will be the first Sunday of 2025. And that evening, the Formula Nigel of ABL is happening. So next Sunday, it will be the F4 racing. And in 2 weeks, we are back on Sunday with the ABL in the M2. That means if you want to race with the ABL, just join the iRacing League ID 1065. That's 1000. Oh no, 1056. That's 1056. That's right. 1056 iRacing League ID. Join the Discord, read the rules, and be part of the ABL. Yeah, thank you all for watching this stream, maybe even real life or on YouTube. Thank you for the ABL committee to having me as the presenter and broadcaster of the ABL. Thank you. Good night. See you next time. And hopefully, I will see you on track in the ABL.